look at that! Look how close we are. We're within Snezhnaya now. There's so many things I want to be able to explore. But we have to get Paimon to safety first. Our train literally just crash landed off the cliff and into the snow. We should be dead. We were not even wearing seatbelts. We were standing. Anyway, how are you all doing? The last episode started the Snezhnaya Archon quest. We pulled for Odette and Alosha and we got them! Yay! And now it's time to rebuild my Primogem stash. Anyway, it's not even gonna let me try them out right now because we're in a story party. But yeah. We met the Eye of Grey. This little device I've now decided to nickname Cappy because it reminds me of Cappy from Super Mario Odyssey. Oh my gosh, the floofies! The floofies! Can I have you? Oh my gosh, a Fluffahog? Wait, you're so cute! That's such a cute name! They roll around. They roll around! That's so adorable. Alright, well, I'm happy with that. We are finally in this land of snow and ice. And so far, the only person we've met here besides the Eye of Grey is the Jester, Piero, who rescued Paimon from the storm. Paimon's still not doing well. We don't know what's going on, or anything. Hopefully we're gonna meet some other people soon. So without further ado, can we light up the statue before starting the quest? Or is it gonna start the quest as soon as I approach the... Oh, it froze for a second. I thought it was... Sretomorozsk. The world opens itself before those with noble hearts. Whoa. Yeah, this map is pretty massive. And as you can see, it looks like this is actually a large body of water that's been completely encased in ice. Okay. That's important to know that that's there. Which domain is this? This is for the talents. Okay, we're gonna need that. This one is for the artifacts, and then this one's gonna be for the weapons? Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, this map is huge for starting here. I mean, 5 areas, 5 statues of the 7 off the bat is a lot. How do people get from Nodcry to Snezhnaya if that's all the bridge that they have to... Anyway. We've made it past the big thick storm, it seems. Which is good. We gotta get some answers. It's clearly... She has a wand! You can see her fey ears. Resonate with cryo! Here we go. Alright, well there was no issue. Requiem of the Ice Wind. There was no issues with that like there was when we tried to do it in Natland. Whoa. Okay, well we'll get access to the Stellar Glimmer reactions with Cryo Traveler, so I'm excited to try him out and level up his talents. Yeah, as you can see I had a lot of resin saved up for Snezhnaya, so hopefully we'll get to level up some stuff too. There's a doggo! Hello, doggo.
Excuse me, is there an inn nearby?
I'm sorry, but they've all closed.
Oh, like permanently or they're full? I'm guessing you mean permanently. Borderlands town. The sky is beautiful here. But what caused all these, like, snow branches to come out? Okay.
Sorry to interrupt. We're looking for a place to stay.
I can't even afford to warm my own house, let alone run a business.
Then how can you afford to warm your house? I mean, we're sorry for us being ignorant. We just got here, and you're the first town on the trail into Snezhnaya.
Around these parts?
Oh, I'm afraid not. You'll have to try your luck somewhere else.
I'm on a place to shelter in the snow. I heard the sound of it.
All we can do is wait for the next shipment of Kresnik Crystal to get here.
It's so big. The Cryoculus. Oh, did you say Kresnik Crystal? We have some of that. There we go! I called it. He'd be the first character we'd meet.
Hi there. Do you know if there are any inns still taking guests in this town?
Doubt it. They're probably all closed. No one has enough Kresnik Crystal to heat their own homes, let alone a business.
What a bummer.
I clocked you a while back. You adventurers or something? We don't get many tourists in inland Snezhnaya these days.
Yeah, I can clearly see that. This is literally the first town one encounters when they enter Snezhnaya through seemingly the only way to enter Snezhnaya. You'd think if there was a lot of travelers, you'd think they'd get a lot of business that way. So, I'm guessing there isn't.
Why is that? Because of the snowstorm?
In part. But the bigger reason's Project Stuzha. Since it's Her Majesty's will, we have to put up with it whether we like it or
Right.
not.
Okay, I'm gonna bring it up. I mentioned last time there was a tweet that I saw and I found it. Let me see. And I'll link it in this one. Oh, where is it? I just had it. Okay, right here. The one from Minsliff, who I sometimes see post a lot of lore stuff in my feed. Project Stuzha seems to be connected to something called Mistletoe. Mistletoe is both the sword of the undead king named Thrain, which was Capitano's real name, and the mistletoe that killed Baldur, a god who was supposed to be completely invulnerable. The Friggs made every living being swear never to harm Baldur, the god of light, beauty, joy, and purity, except mistletoe, making one loophole her rules failed to account for. So this is all from Norse mythology. Project Stuzha might be trying to create Tevat's own mistletoe, a weapon essentially capable of bypassing the laws of the heavenly principles and capable of killing something that would otherwise be unkillable, in this said case, the heavenly principles and or the shades. Snezhnaya only survives its unnatural Everwinter because of the Kresnik's torch, an artificial heat source built by the Belisar, the first cryo-archon, after the nation's green summers mysteriously disappeared. I wouldn't be surprised if this was caused by the heavenly principles in Celestia. If Stuzha is draining power and resources away from those torches, then the Fatui may be deliberately freezing their own nation to weaponize the cold itself, turning Snezhnaya's greatest curse into the weapon they plan to use against Celestia. I'm gonna link that tweet. That was totally not... I do not take credit for any of that. I don't think I would have put that together. I'm gonna link that tweet in the description. But that makes so much sense. Even just walking to this town and everyone seems cold, the first thing I'm thinking is, if you're so cold you can't even heat your home, let alone run a business. I'm like, how did you guys live all this time? It makes sense that this is a recent development, that only recently they haven't been able to heat their homes. And if it sounds like the Tsaritsa might be draining the Kresnik's torches for whatever plan she has against the heavenly principles. Which now it suddenly seems like it makes sense why the people of Snezhnaya might not be super in favor of keeping Project Stuzha. Yeah. And also, it's reminiscent of how, like, you know, the war between, like hundreds of years ago, when it was, like, the Russians versus the French, and they essentially led, like, Napoleon's army into the cold of Russia, and they weren't prepared and they all, like, died in the cold. It's kind of like that. Except their own people are also in the cold in this situation, not just their enemies. That's what it's reminding me of, though. Anyway. Can you explain Project Stuzha? I'm new here. Once again, forgive my ignorance. But please explain what's going on. Please don't judge.
Oh, sorry. I assumed it was common knowledge by now. Basically, the Tsaritsa is planning something big. Something that requires an enormous amount of energy.
So she's draining the Kresnik torches.
Even if they used all the surplus Kresnik Crystal in Snezhnaya, it still wouldn't be enough to meet demand. So, the Vecha passed a resolution requiring all factories and households to reduce their energy consumption. The policy has thus been charmingly named Project Stuzha, meaning bitter cold.
Bitter cold? So, like, it's gonna be a cold winter, folks? You're all gonna have to find a way to get through it? That kind of idea?
Yeah, I can really see that not being popular or going over well with the common folk. I'm gonna let you guys all freeze in a snowstorm so I have enough energy to power. Like, I can immediately see, like, the biggest thing is the Tsaritsa is a god waging war against divine beings even more powerful than herself. But what does that mean to all the little people that just exist now and in the present and haven't had a grudge they've been holding on to for hundreds of years against powers that they literally cannot fathom? It's not gonna... There's no easy way to spin this without giving the people something in return, which seems to not be the case, and thus, yeah, that things seem pretty bad. I mean, I was gonna say, I wonder how this gets passed, but it's pretty simple. If all the leaders in Snezhnaya, aka the Fatui, all bend their will to the Tsaritsa, there's no, there's no opposition to her plans. So, let this be a lesson.
Pretty much. When you're broke, you scrimp and save. When it's cold, you huddle together for warmth. There's always a way to stretch things out to make ends meet. Trouble is, if you stretch someone out like an elastic band for too long, who knows if they can ever bounce back.
Yeah, and you don't want to push it too far.
You know what? Come with me and see for yourself.
Oh, the Fatui have the rations there. Oh, he wears his hood. No.
Can you please explain to me why the price of Kresnik Crystal has gone up by 1/3 again? Even as our purchase quota has gone down. You only come here twice a month. This won't even last us a week.
The supply and pricing of Kresnik Crystal are based on current production volumes and price data. We Fatui are only responsible for delivery and security. I'm not in a position to explain to you how the figures are calculated.
I mean, it's probably
but
true.
I assure
He's
you,
too
they are
far
as
down
fair
the
and
chain to
reasonable as
take
possible.
responsibility for this.
Oh, so our lives mean nothing to you? How can you expect anyone to survive a single night in this weather without heating?
Clearly they're not.
Since you insist on making me repeat myself every single visit, I will remind you again. There is no monopoly on the trade of Kresnik Crystal. You are free to purchase the shortfall from elsewhere on the market.
Hey, so I'm seeing a really easy way of how we can gain the favor of these people. Didn't we just mine a whole bunch of this Kresnik Crystal on the way in?
What market? Nobody else is selling. And when they do, they charge 8 times the normal rate. It's robbery is what it is.
Yeah, that's valid.
Which is why the
valid
Snezhnaya
argument.
passed a resolution to support border communities, without which you wouldn't even be able to buy Crystal from us to begin with. So if you're here just to argue, move aside and let the next person in line come forward. Everyone's feeling the cold here.
You...
All right, everyone, let's calm down for a second. A few words, if I may. We're all subjects of Her Majesty the Tsaritsa, and I'm sure every one of us is dedicated to her great cause.
Are you sure about that? I'm sure many of them were, until you started freezing them to death. Now they're probably... Look, once again, it's really interesting how they craft different, not just like the lore or the history and geography, but also the current political systems in all the different nations in Genshin. So we can have commentary about this without talking about anything real. But, obviously, if you push people too far, that's really gonna test how devoted they were. Some of them might have genuinely been devoted before, but you're really testing people here. But then on the flip side, not the flip side in a good way, you realize they can get away with this because there's no opposition to the Tsaritsa's plans. Because no one has the power to speak up and say, this isn't right. They can't do anything to stop themselves from just keeling over and dying.
We all know how cold it is. And the more it snows, the harder life gets. Everyone's struggling already. Let's not make things even more difficult for each other.
So what's the monster creating the
But
snowstorm?
Liaison Shishkin, there's clearly something wrong with this quota. I have a family in Marepasak who tell me they can buy at least double our crystal allotment.
Okay, that's interesting.
Oh, believe you me, I had the same reaction when I first saw the numbers. Couldn't believe what I was reading. I even wrote a letter to confirm the true figures, but
You can see the cryoculus
I'm afraid
up there.
the
It's
quota
so
really is
big
as
because
low
it's
as
like
you've
all
been
crystalline.
advised.
Everything else has been so
Still,
flowy.
you must
It's, like,
understand
so
that
jagged.
calculating these energy quotas is a complicated balancing act. They have to factor in population, town-sized industrial
Since you guys don't
application,
have jobs.
our top priority must be to keep the largest Kresnik's torch burning continuously. Only then can we sell the remaining crystal for household use, and in doing so, we must make sure that everyone is treated fairly. As our Fatui comrades said, they are only responsible for delivering the goods. They need to keep accurate records,
Yeah.
and they do not
You're
have
probably
any
right. I mean, this,
authority
like I said,
to
this guy's
modify
too
the
far
rates
down the
or
chain to
quotas.
actually be able to take
That's
responsibility
right.
for anything.
Our duty is to do things by the book.
Yeah. We're wasting a lot of time being
Tell you
cold
what.
in this lineup.
Listen, I know how anxious and upset everyone is. As a matter of fact, I was just discussing it with the mayor.
The mayor,
What we can
huh?
do is open the lower combustion chamber of the Kresnik's torch to the public. You can come to me directly to register, and I will allocate time slots accordingly.
Okay, but it's bad if you have warming stations
I
for
can't guarantee
the
there
general
will be
populace
ample energy for
because
household use.
you can't provide
We can
heating
at
to
least
their
make sure
house.
you'll be able to boil water and cook food each day. Let's hang in there and make this work together. All right?
Fine. I don't see any alternative.
Yeah, me neither.
So, this is Project Stuja in action, huh? Oh, no wonder nothing's open for business.
Why?
People are barely getting by.
Why have we not given Paimon a blanket or something to wrap herself in when she's just flying like this? Where do we go from here?
You were looking for an inn, right? For your, Fae friend?
Does she look like a fae to you?
Oh, Paimon's not a fae. Just Paimon. She must have caught a cold or something. We only just got to Snezhnaya, and we're still
I like his
getting
earmuffs.
used to the
Why don't we
climate.
have earmuffs?
I
We
have a
are
small
not
place
dressed
in
for the weather at all.
Sretomorozsk. I don't stay there very often, though, so it's pretty basic. But if you're not picky, you're welcome to rest there for now. It's not much, but I've got blankets and a warm fire.
Are you sure? Oh, that's really kind of you.
It is really kind of you. That also brings to mind, why aren't other people starting fires in their home? Kresnik Crystal seems like a more efficient source of energy, but you know, if you're literally dying of the cold, I'd say the traditional put a log in the fireplace and set it on fire would probably do the trick. And there still are forests. I'm not at all saying we should just cut the forest down and like ravage it, but you guys are dying. I think this is an appropriate time to start getting some firewood and lighting up your fireplaces. I know that's not gonna last super long, but like, have you guys tried it? I'm sure they have. There's some explanation, but I'm just saying there's still wood around to burn in a life or death situation, of which it appears to be getting to. Thank you so much. It's an enormous help.
All right, then. This way.
Thank you so much. Indeed. Yay! And we pulled him one. We only got, it was weird. I did the polls. Oh, now I have my full party. I can explore now. Oh my gosh, you got new voiceover lines? Oh, yeah, none of them are unlocked. Like, a statue of the Seven in Snezhnaya. Okay. Interesting. So not even the one we just counted. Or the one that we just did counts. Oh, it's probably the... Yeah.
Ha! Cryostorm! Encase!
Dude, those are cool. Cryostorm?
Ha! Condense! Biting frost!
I like that. Yeah, I did the constellations. Like, Lynette, I got 2 constellations for her. And then we got a whole bunch of Lynnettes. So I'm assuming that we got, like, at least 4 or 5 extra Lynnettes that passed the constellation limits, which means that's a lot of star glitter. And then Sucrose, on the other hand, we got 3 for Sucrose, and it's still not maxed out yet for her. And we got 1 Alosha. After like 7 Lynnettes. But hey, at least we got the free one. And we got 1 from the polls. I like his earmuffs. I like his hood too. Why is everyone else not wearing earmuffs around here? I get he's a hunter, he's actually out and about, but like, come on, you guys gotta like protect your ears. Just because you live in the town or the city doesn't mean you're not gonna wear earmuffs. Alright, let's take some time to let's explore around here. I want to get my first Cryoculus. Which one should be my first Cryoculus? Oh, right. Now that we can adjust the party, because it wouldn't let me adjust the party before. Isn't that that's a cool background for, Snezhnaya. We're gonna put Tartaglia back, but we're gonna put in these two into our party, because I wanted them to go automatically.
All geared up.
Party before. Anyway, let's see. Can we try them out? Wow. Okay, it's lagging a bit. Wow. So graceful.
Let's begin.
And here, when she does her idle, you can actually make her spin more during her idle. That's so cool. They have so many more like interactive details like that. All right. So this is the Kresnik's torch here. Yeah. So the towns can only exist where the Kresnik torches are. Honestly, I'd say at this point, I don't know. I'd say at this point some of the people here should evacuate and try to make it to Nodcry, where it's not this cold. Like, I thought we'd maybe see an influx of refugees from Snezhnaya if the situation is this bad. But I'm guessing that this storm over here is bad enough that most people would die trying to get through it. Which then does beg the question of why Piero was just hanging out there if he was surprised to run into Paimon and wasn't specifically looking for her now at this moment. That is definitely a train station. So Cappy, you can see what you can do about summoning the train on there, because that looks a lot more... Oh! Prime ice resources? So you can get those even from just not using the eye. I'm already liking it. I just like I like being in snowy villages. I really like that. But not when your people are actively dying, which appears to be the case. So I hope that at some point we can come back here and everyone will not be freezing to death, and we can actually enjoy visiting the people here and seeing what their lives are like when they're not actively freezing to death. Okay. Let's see. The Fatui here wear different coats than in other places. I mean, these are Fatui, right? Actually, I don't know if they are. I'm not sure they have the insignia. These guys are Fatui for sure. Yeah, those ones were not Fatui. Polonsky. Can't talk to you. Okay. We are in the heart of Fatui territory now. Can I talk to you? No. Can't talk to anybody. Okay. Aww. What? Why is it frozen? It's been freezing a lot. That doesn't usually happen. Oh, this poor kid. You guys should go inside. There's a lot of people standing outside, considering currently freezing to death. I would assume that the people should be inside most of the time. And then when you get to a part of the story where the Kresnik's torch and the Kresnik crystal is back and available for everyone, then that's when they start coming out of their homes. Instead, you're just seeing a lot of, like, parents being, like, mad at their children. Like, why? This is actually bizarre. That's definitely not a coincidence that I've seen that at least, like, 3 times. Glacia fruit? Oh. Okay. Well, that's an old man, not a child. What is that? I just want to get lost exploring. Yeah, there's specifically a lot of adults standing outside scolding children, which is kind of suspicious. Alright, where's Alosha's house? I should play as Alosha. Go, what is this? He has a gun! I'm gonna start getting some more gun characters now. Up here? You have like Oh, I didn't mean to put that there. You have like prime real estate in this town where everyone else is trying to make ends meet. I mean, it's very kind of you to host us. All things considered.
Oh, so cozy and warm. Paimon's getting nice and toasty. Paimon. Wait, Paimon only introduced herself so far, didn't she? This is Paimon's best friend, the Traveler.
There's me.
Good to meet you. I'm Alosha. Most travelers find the Snezhnayan climate to be a shock to the system at first. But as long as you keep yourself warm, you should be fine. Still, you should keep an eye on your condition. When people are too quick to dismiss a cold, it can easily end up turning into something more serious.
Yeah.
Don't say that. Paimon's too young for chronic health issues.
How old are you, Paimon? We don't really have an answer to that. Is there a doctor in Sretomorozsk?
They aren't in town right now, and they won't be back anytime soon. The train station has been closed ever since these power shortages began.
Alright, well, we have a
I do a
solution
lot
to
of
that.
hunting, so I spend most of my time exposed to the elements. But even the animals wouldn't survive long in a storm like this, let alone a
I'm
hunter.
surprised those floofy
Nothing to
hedgehogs
do
are
but
just
sit
walking
tight
around.
in town until the weather improves.
Is there any possibility of getting the train station running again if I can magically summon a train that needs no driver?
I get that you're in a hurry, but even if the station were open, that doesn't mean there'd be any trains. We could end up stuck here for a long time, I'm afraid.
Ether, you realize no one's gonna believe you when you say it straight up like that, right?
What? Your own train? Wait, hold on. That train? The one that suddenly fell out of the sky and crash landed on the ice?
Yeah?
We got lucky and found it in a cave. Oh,
We
in
sound
our
like the
slump
craziest
now.
adventurers, which
We
we
had a
are.
little
Let's
accident.
not sell ourselves short. We are, but this is the first guy we're officially meeting in Snezhnaya. Besides Cappy. And this must all sound so strange because it sounds like word of our exploits hasn't reached this particular town in Snezhnaya, at least. Maybe it hasn't reached the rest of Snezhnaya either. We will find out soon. I mean, the Fatui obviously know about us, but the rest of the people, I don't know. I'd really like to get to Snezhnograd and find a doctor.
Pretty crazy for a random find in the mountains. Well, as long as your train's good to roll, you might get to Snezhnograd after all.
He doesn't question how we're gonna move the train from being stuck in a ditch to on the train tracks when it's an entire train. And he's like, alright, you got your own train? Cool. You do you then. You're not gonna ask how we're gonna get it onto there? I'm asking how we're gonna get it onto there. Yeah, how are we gonna move it from there to the tracks? How are we going to move it from buried a foot deep in the snow with train wheels not on tracks up over the hill and onto the tracks?
I've been doing some digging recently. Turns out, the real reason for the current energy crisis in Sretomorozsk is that some of the supply is being seized for a private stockpile.
Okay, how did he say it? No, not audio.
I've been doing some digging recently. Turns out, the real reason for the current energy crisis in Sretomorozsk is that some of the supply is being seized for a private stockpile.
Sretomorozsk? Is that how you say it? Okay. I'm using that now. See, it's good that they let you replay the lines now.
But to expose what's going on, I need to catch them in the act. So, I'm heading off to catch a rabbit.
Great. Why are you telling us this? I understand that we become friends with a lot of very special people and across Tevat, including those who operate in clandestine operations, but we've just met, and you don't seem to know anything about who we actually are. Why are you telling me this? Because, couldn't I sell you out to the bad guys? You don't know me. Okay, but that explains why the quota here is a lot lower, even though the price has gone up.
Huh? Wait, a rabbit stole the crystal?
No,
It's
not
a
quite.
figure of speech. Real rabbits couldn't pull this off. They prefer carrots to Kresnik Crystal anyway.
Both orange, though. Do you have a suspect in mind?
Shishkin. Mr. Positive Attitude. Let's all get along
yeah,
now,
I figured
shall
he
we?
was too ready to like quell the situation.
I never would have guessed.
I'll come with you. Let's go.
Huh? You're coming with?
Well, solving the energy crisis will help get the station running again. Then we can go to Snezhnaya. I'm failing to see when we have our own train why we need the station to run. I think the more pressing problem, once again, is how are we going to move the train from the ditch it's in onto the tracks. But sure, whatever motivates Ether to show his skills to the locals and make them realize, hey, you're the real deal.
Oh, okay then. Just give Paimon a second to get ready.
No, you stay here and rest, Paimon. We don't want your condition getting any worse.
Alright. Guess there's no point pushing myself. Paimon will stay here and hold the fort then. Be careful, you two.
Thank you.
Oh yeah. There's one more introduction to do. Tagarin, get in here.
Oh my gosh, Doggo!
Oh, a doggy.
Aww. Please be friends with Paimon.
Angry doggy.
He's a hunting dog.
Tagarin doesn't like
Can be
being
fierce. That
petted.
doesn't mean that they don't
He
like
likes
doing
to think he's
zoomies,
above
though.
that kind of thing. He's my hunting partner, so he'll be joining us when we head out. Carrots aside, we'll need to stay completely undetected. We can't risk spooking our rabbit, or there's no telling which burrow he'll scurry back into.
Okay, got it.
First, we need to find a way into the train station and see if we can find any real freight data. Shishkin's figures can't be trusted. Then, we get Tugarin to catch a scent and find out which way the crystal went. What are you eating?
What are you eating?
Oh, check it out. When you're all out of carrots, try jerky.
Thank goodness we have so much food in our backpack.
Good doggy. Good doggy.
I want them to
A
be
fellow
friends.
dog lover, huh?
Yeah.
Yep. And rabbit lover. Carrots are great too, you know.
Aw, poor Paimon sounds so... She just doesn't sound like herself right now. She's usually so bouncy and full of energy. You can tell the way she sounds. She's not well right now. Yeah. Once again, Alosha's a little too quick to trust. He doesn't even know who we are. We just said we're gonna come with. Usually people who don't know who we are, it's like, no, you should probably stay. He's incredibly quick to say, yeah, you're capable. You're not gonna ruin the mission or sell me out or fail the stealth part and ruin it all. Like, no, he's chill with us. Do you actually know who I am? I'm thinking he might actually know who we are, because I'm like, you're way too trusting of us for a first meeting where you haven't heard of our exploits yet.
Good to know. Eat up, Tagarin. We got a lot of work to do.
Yay! He's adorable. Okay, gather evidence alongside Elosha. I'm ready. Need a nice... It must take a lot of energy to heat a house that big. Okay. How's this going? Oh, stealth? Interesting. Can I fall off? I cannot fall off. It won't let me fall off. Dude, it's so weird to have the cryo power and like the blue sparkles like the same color as the rest of Aether's outfit. When other elements like pop out. The cryo crystal kind of look just kind of blends in with the colors of the outfit. Doggo! Good doggy. Who's a good doggy?
Nice work, Tagarin. Come on, we'll go around.
Okay. Oh, you jumped. Okay. Let's see. Guys, we're in Snezhnaya. This has been a fabled land for so long. Okay, I can't. Oh, I can coach like you. Okay. Well, thank you for not turning around and looking behind. I'm just gonna do exactly what you do. Because I'm not usually good at these stealth missions, so I really gotta... I really gotta use your guidance. This is so tranquil here, though. It's tranquil. I just wish it wasn't so devastatingly cold. That... Oh, you're pushing me. Thank you. Okay.
This way.
Like
We'll
I
enter
said,
from the
I
upper
like
floor.
visiting snowy villages, actually. But these days, they are usually able to heat them so it's safe for people to be in. Do we have a camera? Because we have to remember all of this stuff? Okay. I thought we had to memorize that whole board.
There we go. A freight list. Straight from the Fatui. So Shishkin won't have had the chance to doctor the figures. Looks as new as the day it was printed. I guess no one bothers reading these unless they have ulterior motives.
No. So sad for the person who has to prepare that report, then. If they did, there'd be no loophole for him to exploit.
Yeah, this is all we need. Come on, let's get out of here. Then go track down the crystal.
I'm surprised no one's caught us yet. How do we do that?
Tugarin's a keen hunter, and catching rabbits is his specialty.
Nice. So that translates into... Oh my gosh! Okay. That is so cute. We're playing as the dog! Guys, we're playing as the dog! Can you pet the dog? No. Can you play as the dog? Absolutely. This is so cute! Search for traces. Oh, okay. Yeah, because no one's gonna notice a dog acting suspiciously like this. Okay. Oh my gosh, guys, we're playing as the dog! Of all the ginormous list of features they added to Snezhnaya, I did not expect...
Anywhere there's a stove, there'll be the scent of crystal. That's normal.
Okay. Okay, so that's just crystal just because that's heating that home. Okay. I didn't know that playing as the dog would be the craziest thing. No joke that they were gonna add to this Snezhnaya. Let's see. Oh, this one's leading us further away. This one's leading us further into...
But if he picks up the scent of crystal somewhere and there's no stove around, that's how we know something's up.
Woof. Woof, woof, woof indeed. Glad that nobody else followed the sound of the dog
the
barking.
rabbit's warren. Good job, boy.
Aww.
Sure
Oh, he's
enough,
a good doggy.
there's a tunnel. You stay here and keep watch. I'm gonna take a look inside.
Sure. With the investigation complete, you and Alosha secretly notify the Fatui and recover some of the missing crystal. Alright, that was nice and convenient. Tellingly, the entrance to the tunnel is right at Shishkin's residence. Now it's time to confront him. Alright, we're actually helping the Fatui here, see?
Thanks for looking out for us. Things are getting tougher by the day.
Well, about
No need
that...
to thank me. It's my pleasure. Sure as Her Majesty the Tsaritsa watching over us, every sacrifice will be worthwhile.
Well, don't
Let's
say
grit
it
our
like
teeth
that.
until the blizzard passes. These days of hardship will be over soon.
Maybe for everyone else, Liaison Shishkin. But for you, the The hard times have only just begun.
Yeah, you've been caught in the act.
Who are you? What's the matter?
We've been tracking you this whole time. Now we're gonna cause a scene in the middle of the town square.
I just had a question for you. Why, when times are as tough as this, would someone hoard more Kresnik Crystal than they could ever use? All the crates here are from the most recent shipment, but they weren't brought here for sale. Instead, they were secretly stashed away.
And then he messed with the record so the Fatui quota would be less. So you messed with the Fatui.
Would you be able to shed any light on the situation, Mr. Shishkin?
I was gonna say he doesn't know anything about this.
Why, I have no idea. But look at how much there is. It's quite a godsend. Now there will be plenty to go around.
Yeah.
This godsend was found in a cellar adjacent to your residence following a tip from Mr. Alosha. And this is only a fraction of what we found down there. We're still taking a full inventory.
Yeah.
The official figures
Why
will be
would you
finalized
do
shortly.
this?
I've always been grateful for your efforts to mediate between us and the townspeople of Sretomorozsk. But now, Mr. Shishkin, it appears you were the source of the conflict all along.
Yeah.
How
Suspicious.
could you do this to us?
We trusted you to have our backs. You've been lying to us this whole time?
Hey,
The jig's up. Time to come clean.
I owe you all an apology.
Did you really think no one was ever gonna catch you?
I'm so very sorry. This isn't who I am. Please believe me. This was
Try
a
telling that to
one-time
people
mistake
after they've
that
been
I
literally freezing to
will
death in
never
their
repeat.
homes.
We all know how difficult life has been since Project Stuja came into force. Energy is an increasingly scarce resource. People everywhere are getting desperate. But some places have been hit harder than others.
So try telling
I
that to
grew up
these
in
people.
Alatir, a small village with no train station. Deliveries of Kresnik Crystal have ceased there entirely. If nothing is done, they're all going to freeze to death.
Then you should just be upfront about it. Or if they're not gonna help you, why you have it all stashed in your cellar? Like, have you been bringing it to them? Or you just, like, I don't understand how keeping it in your cellar necessarily helps people in another town that are also freezing to death.
You know as well as I do how downright impossible it is to buy Crystal these days. The thought of my poor mother and father, with no one to help them. Oh, I felt so afraid.
Okay.
I watched as energy grew scarcer by the week, all the while knowing that their lives were at risk. Then one day, I looked at the Crystal shipment in front of me, and a terrible, selfish thought entered my mind.
At least he's coming clean.
Looks like I'm just not cut out to be a criminal. I'm so sorry. Once the Fatui have finished their count, you'll see that the numbers match their waybill.
Yeah, it just seems like this is not a thought-through plan. I'm thinking, how are you gonna get it to the other village without anyone catching you? Because what it just seems like is you're just stockpiling the crystal under your house, and it's not actually helping anyone down there. Is your town not currently freezing as you speak? I don't think this was really a thought-through plan. I mean, the point is the intentions are valid. If he sounds honest, like he was just trying to be able to help out, where the village he grew up in. I believe that. But yeah, you're not cut out to be a criminal. You didn't plan this all the way through. How are you planning to get the crystal there without anyone noticing? He's probably gonna say he hadn't figured that part out yet. Which is swell, honestly. Clearly they will be very happy with you about that, both the people you're trying to save and the people you were depriving of energy. The point of this whole interaction here is to show how desperate times have gotten in Snezhnaya.
I have the official Snezhnayan quotas here. Anyone who has already purchased energy, please, make your way over here to correct your transactions. I'll make a batch purchase of crystal worth 3 months' salary for you all to use free of charge. As for Alatir, I'll think of something else.
The people aren't yelling at him yet. I wonder if they'll forgive him because they know how hard it is for themselves, and they know how hard it must be for the people in Alatir.
You don't have to go that far.
Yeah, owning up to your mistake is enough for me. You've done plenty of good for the community in the past. I'm not looking for a handout.
Drop the act. You claim this was a one-time mistake, but the real reason there's only 1 shipment's worth of stolen crystal in your basement is that you have an accomplice.
Reporting in, sir. We've conducted a full search of the mayor's house. As expected, we found many crates full of crystal, half of which were still in their original shipping containers.
This wasn't your first time at all. You've been colluding with the mayor of Sretomorozsk for a long time now.
Oh, okay. Oh, and here I thought he was so genuine. I mean, he probably was. But that was only partial truth, was it? Alright, not so pulling my heartstrings now, are you?
The train station's currently out of service, but it does open for a short window every time there's an energy delivery. And every time a train pulls in, you're there on site to take inventory and oversee the workers unloading the cargo. The mayor handpicks said workers. Per his instructions, they transport the crystal by tunnel at night to the mayor's house, and he sells it out of town.
Oh my gosh.
But since he can't get the goods out of town by train, he had to arrange an alternative method of transportation. This meant slower sales, which
yeah, I was
gave
wondering
me
how you guys
plenty of
getting it out
opportunity to
without,
catch him in
the train,
act.
which everyone would notice.
Wait, the mayor's involved in this too?
Oh, corruption.
Preposterous. What proof do you have of any of this?
He's been watching you. Well, I'm sure he has other proof too.
Basic math. I've spent a lot of time lately counting carriages as the snowstorm rages.
Counting carriages? What?
The energy consumed by a train depends on its total weight. And since energy is a limited resource right now, it's fair to assume that every carriage is packed full.
Right?
So, if
Look
you
at
take the
that.
energy
Do
required
actually
for the
use doing
Kresnik's torch, add the sales figures you provided,
real
then
math.
compare that figure to the train's theoretical cargo capacity, guess what? The numbers never match. It's always off by 1 or 2 carriages worth. This time, you set a new record. 3 carriages missing.
I like this guy. A guy who's going to solve the investigation using basic math. This is why everyone you go to school and you learn math. So you can become that's not a joke. Like, the amount of, like, this is how other forms of fraud and corruption are often caught too, because the numbers don't add up. And if you just watch and pay attention for just a second, like, I know, like, you'd have to be pretty dedicated to do the math on this, but once you've actually gotten the numbers, the math part is not that hard. If you've gotten the numbers of how much energy the Kresnik's torch need is, how much you've sold, all of this, once you put together all your variables, putting it all together is just like a puzzle if you understand math, even just arithmetic math, which is what he used here. Yes. Moral of the story, pay attention in math class. Even basic math can help you find corruption.
You mean to tell me that you sat around outside counting carriages in this weather?
Yes.
I'm a hunter. I have 2 options. Hunt or starve.
Well, I've heard enough. The evidence speaks for itself. Take Shishkin and the mayor into custody and escort them back to Snezhnaya.
Alright, well, we do have lots of evidence, so... yeah.
You cocky little brat. Ruining my business. Just
no, I really thought he was such a sympathetic character, just trying to ship off the crystal to his family's village. Nope, you were a charlatan all along. That was impressive. So you've been investigating this for a while, huh?
Yeah, something felt off. So I just followed my gut. Math isn't my strong suit, though. I'm lucky my dad made me learn enough to get by, but...
yeah.
All this number crunching was a million times harder than the aim and fire work I'm used to.
That's exactly what I'm trying to say, is... you know, a lot of people might think they're not good at math, but it's actually, even just the basics is actually a really important life skill. So, just, even if it's not your strong suit, knowing a little bit of, you know, this and that, put together crunch the numbers, can, you know, literally save the whole town.
Thank you for your assistance. You're a brave lad. Shishkin was quite the cunning criminal, as I'm sure you can tell. He did all of this right under our noses, and we never suspected a thing.
A wolf in sheep's clothing. He had everyone fooled.
Except for you.
Even with that sob story he fed us. He was probably trying to keep the mayor out of it, not just mask his own motives. Without the compelling case you put together, even I might have fallen for it. Alosha, was it? Tell me, are you really a hunter?
We can go find some wild animals if you want. I'll fire off a couple of shots, and you'll see whether I'm the real deal.
I didn't mean to cast suspicion on your identity. It's just... well, I'm sure you've heard of the Rokot. Recently, they've been recruiting people with your kind of talent.
Explain.
They hide in plain sight under false identities, working against Project Stusha, sometimes directly opposing the Tsaritsa herself.
Gee, I wonder why.
They aren't a violent organization, and their goal is to improve the lives of the common folk. But still, as a member of the Fatui, I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't keep
even in
tabs on them.
Snezhnaya, they have dissidents as well. Which is what they are. They're not violent. They're just... they don't agree with the way their government's running things.
First I've heard of this. I don't really keep up with what goes on in the city. All I know is, people who don't mind their own business in the city end up paranoid about everything. As for me, I just couldn't stand Shishkin. I'm from Alatir myself, and I can tell you, nobody's lived there in years. Why would an abandoned village need Crystal?
So it is abandoned. I was gonna say, like, say here, when there's a lot of wildfires, and you hear really tragic stories about villages getting burned down in the wildfires, you also see really, you know, what's the word? Like, not necessarily feel good, because it's not a good situation, but you know how other people open their homes to those who escaped, the way the communities band together, bringing food and supplies and giving people a place to stay. There's just this sense of community that we're all human and we need to take care of each other. I mean, it's a common kind of theme which is, in a situation of disaster, would people try to fend for themselves and be like every person on their own and fight for survival? Or would people come together and work together? And I think in examples in real life, time and time again, you see examples of people coming together because that's the way we survive. It's not like, oh, I'm just gonna, you know, get my own truck full of supplies and try to make it in the wilderness, and I'm not gonna help anybody. I'm just gonna only fend for myself. How often do you see that working out the same way as these miraculous stories of people helping each other in times of crises and showing kindness and love to each other? So, and this whole story of Alatir, I'm thinking, why would the people still be there if there's no shipments of the crystal? Because everyone's suffering through the same thing. I'm sure that people would open their doors to others from a starving village. I mean, you see, yeah, people were kind of cold to us when we first walked in. Like, there's like, no, yeah, I can't even run my own, I can't even take care of my own home, let alone run a business, because there's like no heating. And it did make people seem kind of cold. But I feel like if it really came down to it, like, people would rather, you know, die together in each other's arms than send out others into the cold to freeze alone. Do you know what I mean? So that actually is the main suspicion that I had about that sob story, is why would there still be a village where people are not getting any heat? Either everyone should be dead or everyone should be evacuated. I can't possibly see if there's no heating source in a village. I can't possibly see people still being there. You're either everyone died or people helped them, and not the way that you're saying that you're gonna help them. I mean, I don't know. I feel like the story probably will explore this because you're talking about disaster scenario where everyone is trying to fend off the cold. But it's just really interesting to see how human nature comes into play during a crisis. Will people help each other or fight each other for the last of the resources? And I really choose to believe that I think when it really comes down to it, people will help each other. Because that's how they'd rather go out than being the last person standing in an empty world.
Of course, no one really cares about the fate of that place. I'm guessing today is the first you've heard of it.
I see. It does sound quite tragic. Really. Well, thanks again for your assistance, and your friend here too.
Mm-hmm. The friend, yeah.
I will report this incident to Snezhnaya. The Fatui will take over energy distribution until new officials are appointed. We'll also ensure that the train station resumes normal service as soon as possible.
Yay!
Looks like it's my turn to brush up on math now. I never liked it as a kid either.
Yeah. It's a useful skill. What can I say? Thanks from me too, Alosha.
Don't mention it. Isn't the soldier overseeing the delivery supposed to verify the quantity of the goods? Was he just careless?
Well, I assumed
or was
that
he
I
being
thought
paid off too?
Shishkin, like,
Who knows?
forged the record.
Excuse
that he's
me.
Using.
I'll take a share of Kresnik Kristall too. Thanks.
Okay, so you took
I need
some.
to take a detour before we head back.
There's
someone I have to deliver this Kristall to.
Oh. Let's see. I love our train. I'm sure our train just crashing into the snow here caused a huge disturbance. Let's see. Oh, this is not the front of the house. This is the front of the house.
Hang tight for a moment. This old lady, she doesn't really know who's who anymore.
Aww.
Oh, grandson. It's so cold today. You must be freezing.
Ma'am, it's me, Alosha.
Alosha? Alosha who?
You know me. I came by earlier today. Cleaned the ashes out of your stove, gave you some warmer bedding, and washed your back.
It's okay.
I'm sorry, I don't remember.
It's okay.
Now, how often do I get to see my grandson? Come on, take a seat and relax while I fix you something to eat.
It's okay. You just rest. I'm fine.
Oh, you. It's nice to come and visit your old granny once in a while, isn't it?
Leaning outside.
Sretomorozsk's a good town. All sorts of things to do and people to meet. And the local officials are good to us.
Yeah.
Sit down. Come on, take a seat. I still have some fruit left. Let me get it for you.
Please, don't get up on my account. You need to rest. Where's the fruit?
Right under the basket by the door. Or maybe it was on the bedside cabinet.
I don't think she has anything to eat.
Well, grandson dear, do you
Oh,
like it?
there is fruit there.
Very much, ma'am. It's delicious.
Good, good. Wonderful.
I don't think he actually ate it.
You don't need to save any more for me next time, all right? Fresh fruit is hard to come by at the moment. You should eat it as soon as you get it.
Oh, I don't need it. I'm fine. But if you like it, come back for some more soon.
You might need to help her remember to eat. After a long chat, Alosha tidies the old lady's room. Yeah.
Some kind soul must have given these to her. But she always saves the nicer things for special occasions.
How do you know her?
I met her at the market back before her health began declining. She was a lovely old lady. We're from the same hometown. Not many people have heard of Alatir. And if they have, it's usually for all the wrong reasons. There's a gang of highwaymen that came from there. Now that it's an abandoned village, it's rare to find anyone who shares fond memories of our hometown. So after we got talking and realized we were from the same place, we decided to keep in touch by letter. I first learned of Sretomorozsk's energy supply problems from a passing comment in one of her letters. Then, after her health went downhill, I started visiting more often to check in on her. The town's been in decline for a while now, but because of her memory problems, she thinks of it as the bustling, prosperous Sretomorozsk still in its heyday. That said, I kinda appreciate her optimism. There's not much of it going around in this world of ice and snow.
Sorry, maybe I shouldn't have asked.
It's fine. Everyone grows old. In Snezhnaya, some people believe that in your final moments, you'll sense a familiar presence by your side. You turn to look at them, but their face is blurry. So you focus hard, trying to make out who it is. And when you finally see their face, the Grim Reaper reaches out and takes your life.
Oh.
She still calls me grandson, though. So at least I'm not a blurry face in her world just yet. Come on, let's get back and see how Paimon's doing.
Yeah, we should check on her. I hope she hasn't left. Once again, though, I guess exactly what I'm trying to say is that even in hard times, people will still take care of each other. Indeed. Who looks out for the elderly in times like these? Clearly, her grandson isn't here. Who knows if there's anyone left to take care of her now? It's a good thing Alosha takes care of her. Because nobody should be alone in this world, but also, it's like, yeah. I believe that even... Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Kindness is everywhere. And... yeah.
Paimon, we're back. Are you feeling any better?
Yep. Paimon's not cold anymore. But she's still a little dizzy. Flying probably isn't a good idea right now. Paimon might lose her balance.
The dizziness is the actual problem.
But Paimon's sure she'll be fine. It's probably just from getting hit on the head by that pile of snow when we first arrived in Snezhnaya.
Sure, yeah.
Her complexion's looking much better. Let's keep an eye on her.
I still think we should see a doctor when we get the chance.
Sure. But enough about that. How did everything go on your end? Are you
Well,
all set?
we're still alive and not arrested.
I'll explain. It's a bit of a long story.
Thank you for trusting us with this story, though, and being part of it.
Jeez. You guys got pretty busy. Sounds like the liaison officer and the mayor were running quite an operation. Good riddance to both of them. It's a good thing you managed to catch them. So, you said the train station will open again soon, right? And everyone has enough crystal now?
Yeah. Well, enough to survive at least. Project Snezhnaya isn't going away anytime soon.
Yeah.
People will still have to scrimp and
they
save
voted
to
to
make ends
extend
meet.
it, right? I've been meaning to ask, what exactly is the Tsaritsa trying to achieve?
Don't know. The goal of Project Snezhnaya is to gather energy for the Tsaritsa, but no one knows where that energy's going.
I'm sure
It's
that's
never
not
been
going to
made public.
arouse suspicion
The thing
of
is,
corruption
we
at
were
all.
told that the project would only last for 6 months, but time and time again, they keep extending it.
Extending it? Does that mean the Tsaritsa's plan isn't going very smoothly?
That's what everyone suspects. In principle, any proposed extension needs to pass by majority vote in the Snezhnaya Veche. But
Okay.
even though opposition has been growing, any detractors end up caving into political pressure from the rooster, Pulcinella. He's the chair of the Snezhnaya Veche and a key figure in the voting process.
Yeah.
He has the backing of many powerful and influential people.
Corruption. Sounds like par for the course for the Fatui.
How come the Fatui are picking on ordinary people even here in Snezhnaya?
I don't see it like that. Fundamentally, the Fatui will always think and act in the Tsaritsa's interests. But that doesn't mean they don't care about the plight of the common folk. The only reason Sretomorozsk still receives crystal shipments is because of a relief proposal put forward by the Rooster himself. Then there's the Fatui soldiers providing support in every corner of the nation. Even the Northland Bank provided some mora for disaster relief, and they're as conservative and indifferent as they come.
So yeah, so they do
It's
still...
just that the rich and powerful in their fancy palaces live in a completely different world from us. There's always gonna be some conflict when those worlds collide.
Yeah. They do still care about their own people. Although they've caused havoc in a lot of other nations and with the innocent people in a lot of other places. I'm reminded of something that Fatui officer mentioned, the Rokot.
Yeah, well, even though we all believe in Her Majesty the Tsaritsa, there are still many differences of opinion on how best to tackle the big issues of the day. Regular folk don't have an easy way of getting their voices heard in Snezhnaya, while the rich and powerful are either unwilling or afraid to speak out for all sorts of complicated reasons.
Really complicated.
The Rokot provides the disaffected with false identities and an outlet to vent their frustrations. Of course, an organization like that exists in a gray area. The moment the Veche think they've crossed a line, there's sure to be a crackdown.
Yeah.
But so far, they've been doing their best to help the common folk.
They sound a lot like you.
Like us, don't you mean? You didn't hesitate to join in. You're not new to this. I can tell.
That's because we're adventurers. It's our job to help people out with commissions and get to the bottom of things.
It's less about the money and more about the adventure itself.
Sounds like we're going to get along. So, what's your business in Snezhnaya? Aside from taking your friend to see a doctor,
well,
of course.
This might sound kind of lofty, but we do want an audience with the Tsaritsa.
I want to meet the Tsaritsa. It's complicated. I've had run-ins with many of the Harbingers along the way. And I really
we're
need to
kind
know
of a
what the
big shot. We've
Tsaritsa is up
attracted
to.
the attention of multiple
Her ultimate goal,
Harbingers.
what the no-sees mean in all of this?
Yeah, we're just
Since I
telling
made it
this
this
guy
far on
all
my
of that
journey,
about the no-sees
I
and
have
everything.
to find the truth.
Does he do that? Other people don't even know what no-sees
Wait,
are?
So, no way. Are you who I think you are?
Oh, you have heard of us!
We're getting more famous by the day.
And we are happy to have friends in Snezhnaya too. Besides the Harbingers. We need friends. We need friends who are not Fatui Harbingers. So, thank you. I know it won't be easy, so I'm not planning to get there by force.
I didn't realize I was in the company of giants.
Oh,
Honestly,
I mean...
we're all as curious as you are about what the Tsaritsa's planning, and why it has to involve us freezing to death in the snow. But getting in the same room as her won't be easy. The common folk aren't permitted to meet her at the best of times, and right now, she's probably not even in Snezhnaya. Word is, she's heading east on a campaign to slay a monster.
Interesting. The one that's been summoning blizzards?
Yeah. So you've heard of it. A wild, unpredictable monster with the power to summon snowstorms.
Yeah, that makes sense. If she slays the monster, then that means there'll be less need of Kresnik's crystal for all the towns.
It also absorbs everything around it into its body, so it's growing constantly. Now, it's so big that the Tsaritsa has deemed it the #1 threat. Luckily, as it grew, it became increasingly less mobile, so it doesn't pose an immediate threat to this town
convenient.
or to Snezhnaya. I'm sure the Tsaritsa and her personal guard, the Druzhna, won't have any
Druzhna.
trouble defeating the creature between them. It's just a question of how long it'll take. Suffice to say, you won't be seeing her anytime soon. You'll have to wait until she gets back.
Okay. That's fine. Getting Paimon treated is more urgent right now. If it comes to it, I'll just have to go to her.
Fair. Well, if the two
Yeah,
will be
we're
taking
quite
over
audacious,
management of the
aren't
train
we?
station for the time being, things should be up and running by tomorrow. Once it's open, we can see about getting your train towed to the station.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's gotta take a lot of manpower.
Yeah, we're finally addressing what I think is the elephant in the room. How
the
are we
Fatui
getting
aren't
it?
exactly spotless in this whole mess. Plus, we helped them out. Should be easy enough to negotiate.
I'm more concerned about what paperwork I need to drive the train.
As far as I know, all the paperwork is dealt with upon manufacture. I've never seen anyone check it, so I wouldn't worry.
Are you sure? We don't need a kind of individual license? Like, I get the paperwork for the train might be good, which even that seems kind of unbelievable considering it's been underground for probably 1,000 years. Don't we need a train license? Wouldn't you think?
Having a train makes everything much easier. We'll reach Snezhnaya in no time. I need to head there myself anyway. Got some game to trade for Mora. I know a good doctor in the city. I'll introduce you when we get there.
Oh, thanks so much.
Good.
Let's get a good night's sleep ahead of our big trip tomorrow.
There we go. And the mini Christmas torch keeps us warm throughout the night. Alright. Oh, everyone else is gone. That seems like a good place to end off this episode. I mean, we learned a lot about Snezhnaya. Oh, he's a pair of skis! I like skiing. Learned a lot about the plight of the people of Snezhnaya. Indeed, the Fatui aren't heartless, but their hands, whether or not they are cool with it or not, their hands are kind of tied to help the people more. What the Tsaritsa says goes. So yeah, I think finding out what exactly she's planning and why is actually a top priority for us for sure. And yeah, I guess final thoughts. I'm glad that there's still I think this whole thing proved there still is goodness in this world. I mean, the main part of this was we were, you know, breaking through a giant corruption scandal, but I think the other thing is see how the people were, before they saw the way that Shishkin actually was, you know, defrauding them, that he was actually helping the mayor to sell off the crystal, when it was just a story of the plight of another village. The people here were willing to let go of their anger. I think that really speaks to, once again, that even in times of desperation, people will still show kindness and empathy to each other. It might not justify the ends might not justify the means, but people will have empathy for that kind of situation. Unless you're actually scamming them, which were. And yeah, with the old lady there, I mean, it's really sad to see someone when they go into decline like that and become just a shell of the person you used to know. I mean, I'm sure most of us have an experience like that. And I think that shows the biggest thing is just take care of them and make sure they don't have to be alone, because you know they're at the end of their days. And to have dementia or something similar, I mean, it means that you don't necessarily leave this world the way you might have wanted to. So just being able to leave this world and spend your days as enjoyably as you can and in comfort, I think is, you know, in many ways the best that we can do. And so I think that was really touching to see. Alright. That's all I have now. Is there anything new here? The hunt things. Alright. We already got him. That's great. We got him for free. Hopefully we're going to go to Snezhnaya soon and I can turn in my daily commissions. Anyway, thank you all for watching. I'll see you all in the next episode. Bye-bye.